Hi folks, we're here for Grammar Lesson 11 and it's on adverbs. And I thought since you met O'Malley, my old fat cat who does nothing, to introduce action verbs, and then you met my fierce little terrier Pippi to introduce linking verbs, this week I thought you should meet Fierce Blueberry. This is the ruler of the roost at my house. Fierce Blueberry is an old cat and she has a story. But she is Fierce Blueberry and she won't look at the camera. But if you can see her face, she's got that wild, fierce look. And even as an old cat, she's really fierce. I tell you, before I came to Huntington Beach, I taught for 15 years for the Bureau of Indian Education, and I taught in an off-reservation boarding school, which happens to be in Riverside, California, and it's one of the 4 off-reservation boarding schools left in the United States, and it's been there for over 100 years. And Native Americans come from all over the United States, and they board there and they go to high school. Used to be elementary, now it's just high school. But I taught English there for 15 years. And one year, in comes, in the back of a backpack, Blueberry, in the back of the backpack of one of the students. And while we're having class, Blueberry, as a kitten, is tromping around from desk to desk to desk. Well, she just did that for probably half a semester. And then summer came and my student said to me, would you watch Blueberry, because I can't take Blueberry back on the bus to the reservation. So I said yeah. And then that summer they changed the dorm rules so they could have no cats, and ever since then Blueberry has lived with me. But she is an extremely fierce cat. In fact, one time my Roddy and her were going at it, and I was afraid for my Roddy. So I stepped between them, thinking, I will stop this right now. Oh no! What was I thinking? Where was my head? Because Blueberry attacked me. And not only did she attack me, but she jumped right on, it was just like a cartoon. She jumped on my calf and put her 4 claws behind into my calf and bit my knee. And I was hurting for a good long time. So Blueberry is our example of extremely, it's an adverb telling to what extent, fierce that she can be. So this week we are looking at adverbs. And as you can see, this is a cartoon from your book. It says, I miss the good old days when all we had to worry about was nouns and verbs, because we're moving on to adverbs. As you remember, adverbs have 3 jobs. They modify verbs, they modify adjectives, and they modify other adverbs. They tell how, when, where, to what extent, or how much, how long, and how often. Many adverbs end in ly. Example, carefully, quickly. And then usually adverbs are 1 word only. Okay, now when I was searching in Google Images for something to illustrate adverbs to make this presentation more interesting, I found this. And actually I want you to stop the video at this point and I want you to copy this down, because this is excellent. Because you can see in the middle we have it saying adverbs modify adjectives and another adverb, so it defines it. Then in these squares around, it tells you what information the adverb answers or gives you. And then it gives examples of adverbs in the last layer. So I would like you to copy this. You've got the definition in the middle, then it tells where or place, it tells when or time, it tells why or purpose, it tells to what degree, it tells how, the manner, and it tells how often, frequency. So I'd like you to copy that down. Okay, it's a great tool. Okay, adverbs modify verbs. We have the example of our little bluebird here. The bird chirped outside. Where did he chirp? Outside. The bird chirped loudly. How did he chirp? Loudly. The bird chirped, or yesterday the bird chirped. When did he chirp? Yesterday. So notice we have our adverbs here, outside, loudly, and yesterday. They all modify our verb chirped, and they answer where, how, and when. Then we have adverbs modify an adjective. Example, it was a fiercely competitive game, answering to what extent. How fiercely, or how competitive? Fiercely. Second example, the very happy players ran off the field. How happy? Very happy, answering to what extent. So you have an adverb modifying an adjective. Then we have adverbs that modify other adverbs. Look at this example. The teacher wrote extremely poorly. Okay, so notice extremely is an adverb. Poorly is an adverb. So poorly modifies wrote. Extremely tells to what extent the teacher wrote poorly. So you have an adverb modifying an adverb. Okay, so just to review, you can have adverbs modifying verbs. You can have adverbs modifying adverbs. And you can have adverbs modifying adjectives. So now what you're going to do, you're going to complete the activities in Canvas, check your own work, bring your grade in on Monday, learn from your mistakes. Then you're going to bring your notes in on Monday, and then we'll complete the activities together in class on Monday. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye.